and we're talking to them, today. And of course, one of them is Omoyele Sowore. I'm trying to use my Yoruba roots to be able to talk to him, to call his name properly. Okay, let's get back to him. He's the owner of Sahara Reporters, social activist, and he's here in the studio with Agba Jalingo. We're going to be opening the phone lines very soon. Now, Omoyele, quickly talk to us about the Nigerian situation. What's wrong, and how did we get to where we are today? Like you said, a country in darkness.
It's leadership. There's no other way to look at it. Every country that's made it in the world have made a conscious decision to elect their best or choose their best to run their affairs. We've done the direct opposite. We are always in support of the worst characters amongst us to run from our local government to the presidency. And people ask me sometimes, why don't you go run for Senate or local government chairman and all that? And I'm saying, like, you have a whole closet, to be in, but you decided to be in a drawer when you could occupy the closet and make it look beautiful. So you shove yourself in a drawer. Who takes over the closet? That's the question. The leadership we need in this country is a leadership that can make a big move, visionary leadership. And the moment you get the right president, as you know, everywhere opens up almost immediately. Anytime that Nigeria had a great road, it had to do with the president who tried to do it, not a local government chairman, not a senator. As a matter of fact, if you're a senator and you are so progressive, you'll be locked out of the chambers. Almost as immediately as you try to be too loud.
Yeah, talking about that, of course, you can see that in Dino.
Yeah, you see Dino, you see Omo Agege, Ndume, yes. And Jibrin yesterday was just reinstated. But look at the amount of time he spent outside of...
Wasted.
It's wasted.
Okay.
Even if you pay him back all his allowances, you've denied these people his representation within the House of Representatives. That's the kind of country we're in, but as the position of president is surely going to guarantee that things get done.
Okay, let me quickly ask you this, because I've been one who's had some elective political experience as well. Nigeria is a big country.
It's not big, with due respect. I studied geography and planning.
Okay.
And Nigeria is not big.
I'm talking in terms of size.
Yes, it's a small country. The land size in Nigeria is just twice the size of California in the US. It's just 25% more than the size of Texas, a state in the US, and there are 50 states in the US.
Okay, so I know America is big.
So you think about Nigeria, let's put it this way. If you're flying from one section of Nigeria to the other, you get there in less than an hour and a half, maximum, depending on the aircraft you're flying. So there's nothing big about Nigeria. They make it sound like that. They say two things about Nigeria that is big and complex. Those two things are fallacious.
Okay, so let's look at complex in terms of the fact that if you're running for election, you still have 36 states. How many states does America have? As big
50
as
states.
50 states.
And they have they have other territories.
So it's pretty large.
Yes.
Do you think that, and this is one thing that the youths have always seen as a challenge in terms of there are some rules, especially when it talks about political parties and platforms. You must have offices here, you must have this and have that. How are you going to be able to surmount these challenges?
None of them can be taken care of by technology. For example, we've already set up over 1,000 WhatsApp groups, and all of them are filled up from all over the country. Each local government is represented, every state is represented. They are the same thing as setting up a political office. People are even more active virtually than they are physically. Because someone who has a full-time job is not going to come to your office to go and waste his time. But people who want to support you on those platforms can do it while they're on their lunch break. They can help post pictures. My first poster as presidential aspirant came on WhatsApp, and it went viral almost immediately. If I printed the same number of posters, I wouldn't have been able to reach a local government by the time I paste them, So there's a lot of things that happen. It's the same way, like I mentioned to you, that we disrupted the media space. People were relying on print media, adverts and things, and we came and put up our system on the internet. And the moment we break news, it reaches everybody organically. Sahara Reporters now has 2 million followers on Twitter alone. Just 2 million. I mean, over 2 million by now. and we have over 3 million people on Facebook. Organic. These are real people. We didn't buy anybody.
Okay,
Yes.
you want to be president of
Yes.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Yes.
What do you want to do for this country?
We have a plan that is encapsulated in an acronym known as PISA HITS. And our first focus is the security. We have to stop the bloodletting of the country by overhauling our security system, by ensuring that we provide equipment, proper remuneration and incentivization of the armed forces. This includes the police, the army, the navy, the air force, civil defense, and all those infrastructure that support our security. Corruption has eaten it away before now. And for a person like me who has been fighting corrupt people, you know that, they better be ready. Secondly, we have to have power. We got to turn on the light on this country. And when we do so, our economic life will pry open. We would find certain things that will happen in Nigeria that nobody ever knew could happen because of electricity. We go there to infrastructure. This country needs to be turned into a construction site where we're constructing roads, schools, bridges, power lines. And from there, we have to fight corruption. Corruption is at the heart of the reason so many of the projects that we even have physically don't work. So E represents economy. We have to have an economy that works for the Nigerian people, not the PowerPoint economics that we do, where each time we say, where's our economic development? They point to the Bank of England, our external reserve. Have you ever heard that the US has external reserve before? Every reserve in the US is internal. It's at the Federal Bank, Federal Reserve Bank, not external. The external reserve is meant for the Bank of England, the JP Morgans of this world to spend, not for Nigerians. The next one is restructuring. We want to restructure this country. It's crying for restructuring. The only difference I have between me and the people who are advocating it now is that me feel that young people are not represented on the table where restructuring is being discussed. It's the same 80-year-old people. So if you're there saying that Buhari is too old to be president next time, Baba Edwin Clark is also too old to restructure Nigeria for me, right? So the only way we can restructure Nigeria in accordance with our aspiration and wishes for the future is to have a young person lead the country into restructuring. Most of these old people don't even know that we have reached a digital era. They're still in an analog lifestyle. Next thing is health. When we did our polling, online and offline, we found out that most Nigerians want, they have health as their priority. And it's because there's so much stress, unemployment, hunger, misery, people can't be healthy. The next is education. We have to have education that is driven by technology. People talk about libraries a lot, build us a library. But now we've reached a point in life that even classrooms are becoming obsolete because your biggest library is a device you can hold in your hand. Your iPhone can take 5 or 10 or 20 libraries combined together. So how do we infuse that and inject that into our education system? How do we build more schools where we need them? Or how do we digitalize the buildings that we have now? How do we bring the technology of electricity, for example, where you can have a solar panel on the rooftop of a school and you power in refrigerators, fan, and other equipment you need for school? That one doesn't even need the national grid. We just bring it in there and place it, and we can use that to even power the villages around it. Nobody's thinking about this. So that's education and agriculture.
But we have the Minister for Science and...
That's the guy who wants to produce pencils. That's analog thinking.
Okay, just hold your thoughts right there. Let's go to the phone lines. And for those of you who've been listening in, we've got to take your calls right now. The phones have been ringing back to back to back. Hello, good morning. Yes. Yeah, Hit FM. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Kandi Omo. I'm calling from Atimbo.
Okay, Kandi, we're with Omoyele Sowore. Talk to us this morning.
I actually came to the airport, but when I came, they said that you have left already. So I said I'm going to come to Transcorp.
Yes, do.
Hello?
Go on.
Yes, I have been following you so much. I've been also doing your campaign down in Calabar. I really appreciate your work, Mr. Omoyele, right?
Yes, Sowore.
Yes. Sowore Omoyele.
Yes.
I also want to say thank you for the
Politicians.
Yes, politicians. So I would like you to see how you spread the tentacles more in Calabar, South, because people here don't really know you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. And he's just saying that, of course, like it is. You mean you've been kind of behind the scenes. Now you're coming forward.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that. Let's take more calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Charles from Parliamentary.
Charles from Parliamentary. Talk to us this morning.
Yeah, Mr. Shawari, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have an opportunity to talk to you this morning. I'm actually following your reporters prior to the elections, and as much as I have some observations about the judge, sometimes I think that being trying to sectional, trying to handle government power and get the government. But given that I want to ask you two questions. Now, first question, would you consider yourself an activist or a politician? Because from records, it's good if you're an activist to live by side and criticize the government and put them on their toes. Because most people that are being activists and some politicians, they don't do well in politics, in governance. That's one. Now, secondly, there are three things that I feel that in the problem of this country. One of them is corruption. Second one is tribalism and the other one is religion. If you are given this opportunity, how would you tackle the two issues? And I know that the major issues that affecting the progress of the country. Thirdly, I want to do something from the depth of my heart. I listen to you, and I see you are somebody that has good intention, somebody kind of that I'm so passionate about the progress of the country. And I want you to answer this question sincerely from the bottom of your heart. Thank you very much.
Okay, he's talking about the issues of tribalism, and he said, okay, sometimes it's like you're either with the government or you're not with the government, and as a social activist, do you think that you'd make a good president? Last call, and then we'll let you answer. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes,
I'm just from Calabar.
okay, talk to us this morning.